How is everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be talking about, is it too late to buy Tesla stock right now? So if you guys see, and just today, it's been up over 4%, nearing 5% on the day. Especially since just 2 days ago, we got news that they're actually going to be basically letting a lot of employees go, cutting their pay, stuff like that. And the stock did not care. It actually went up yesterday, despite even bad news coming up. So is it too late to buy Tesla stock? If you go all the way in the bottom, it started at 360, or it bottomed out at $360. It's nearly doubled since then. It's up 58%, 59%. So since the bottom, it's up 60%. So a lot of people are like, wow, it's too late for me. Like the boat is gone. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, that is actually crazy. If we look at the yearly chart, it's actually still so much down from the yearly chart. It hit almost $900, $917 at the height, and it's still you still have a lot of growth to go to get to that peak. And people were buying at that price. People were buying at the 800s, 900s. I remember when it got to that point, literally everyone and their grandma was purchasing Tesla stock at that time. And I personally managed to get a few shares right around the 400s, early 400s. So obviously, I want to actually get more, but a lot of people are saying that the boat is gone. So if you have a short-term outlook on this stock, I don't know, maybe a few months to a year, I personally would probably just not invest in Tesla specifically. But if you have a long-term outlook like me and a lot of other people who are long-term bullish on Tesla, then it's definitely still a fairly good buy. But how I would do it is that obviously this isn't financial advice. Please do your own research, stuff like that. You guys know how it is. But let's say you want to go let's say you have 10,000 to put into Tesla. I personally wouldn't just go all into Tesla right now. Literally any stock right now. Just because you don't know how it's going to be in the future. I believe the China Gigafactory, or the China factory in Asia, it's currently slowly getting back to running, because in China it's becoming a little better there. But in the US, at least, where a lot of their sales are, everything is slowing down massively. And if people aren't going to be buying stuff, aren't going to be buying cars, not just Tesla, like any car. But there's also the opposite argument, which I personally believe in, is that if people are going to be buying cars, it's a better deal to buy a Model 3 than a Toyota Camry or a more expensive car. Probably not that, but a more expensive car, just because of just the efficiency of a Tesla Model 3. So that could also be seen as a good thing. But how I would do it is that I would put maybe 1,000 this month, 1,000 next month, and just average it out over the next 6 months, because you don't know what's going to be happening in the 6 months. If everything is closed down, people's unemployment, they're not buying cars, they're not buying anything, this stock may tank, because we've seen how the bad quarters affect Tesla stock if you've been in the stock for the last few years. And when it actually gets hit with bad, obviously Tesla has a lot of cash on them right now, so nothing's financially bad will happen. But we've seen that when they do get into the negative numbers, the non-profitable numbers, which I think Tesla will definitely still be profitable over the next few quarters, but they're definitely going to be hit. I believe their last quarter, the 2020 quarter one, was their best quarter. They actually beat expectations by a lot, which made the stock go up as well. Not just because of this, so that may also explain why it's been up so much since the bottom. But if you're a long-term investor, I would definitely continue looking at Tesla stock, and definitely be ready to buy. I personally would just invest slowly onto this, and just dollar cost averaging out the position over the next 6 months. I wouldn't definitely go all in, because you don't know, this could ease Tesla stock. is very volatile. I wouldn't personally predict, but from fundamental standpoint of Tesla stock, we can look at the next like 5-10 years and see that we know that the future is going to be electric cars. We know that everything is turning into the EV market. It's just getting bigger and bigger. Especially now, we see how like even stuff like charging your Tesla is getting even easier. So the adoption is a lot more, and people in general are just going out of the gas system. Like usually people that go electric, they don't usually go back if it's a Tesla anyway. So that is just a simple trend we can see for the future. And obviously Tesla's the front, like the front of that right now. And we see that they're actually helping like the government with ventilators. So they're a company that's very quick to react. They're not like a Ford or a GM where they're really slow in innovating. I believe GM, I believe like Trump actually got mad at the other car manufacturers because they were really slow at even getting ventilators out and stuff like that. And when they did actually get out, they're only making like 25K within the next few years, but Tesla, or next few months, I mean, but Tesla already made like I think 100K plus within a few weeks. So that just shows you how fast they are in innovating and actually going on top. They're even like more innovative than Apple in the beginning. I'm talking about in the very beginning in terms of just getting there as quickly as possible. So they're not afraid to like keep their technology back. And they're actually, I think they're upping their prices slowly of the full self-driving. So that's going to be there pretty soon. And this is, I don't know if this pertains much, but like the other EV, the only really competitor of Tesla within their trucks that actually got a lot of like publicity was Rivian's truck. But even they have massively delayed their stuff. But we've seen like the Model Y came out early. So they're literally in the forefront of all this technology, and I don't believe that in the short term it's going to be affecting Tesla much. So right now, I don't think the ship has sailed for sure. If you're a long-term investor, if you're a short-term investor, if you're only in the position for the next 6 months max, then yeah, I would say it's somewhat the ship has sailed. But if you're a long-term investor, not just a few months, you're trying to get out in a few months. If you're like a long-term investor, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, then definitely the ship has not sailed in my opinion. If you're just gonna buy and hold, that's definitely something I would do. But if you're trying to be efficient about it, I would definitely dollar cost average it out. Next 6 months, just wait, because in the last 6 months, this stock has gone from 200 to 900, back down to 300. So back down and back up to 600. So it's very volatile. So I would literally just dollar cost average it out. Let's say you went all in at 900. You're kind of screwed in the short term, you know? But let's say at the 900 you're like, okay, I'm going to put 20% of what I want to invest in here. Next month 20%, next 2 months 20%, next month 20%. You're in a better position because you're averaging out. So that's what I would do in general, not only Tesla stock, but specifically right now in Tesla. So there we go. That is the video on it. So that is pretty much it, what I wanted to say about Tesla stock. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Now, if you guys want to help me out and sign up for Webull, if you haven't heard about it, it's currently on the come up. It's a brokerage like Robinhood. And if you guys do sign up and literally deposit any amount, you'll get 2 free stocks worth up to, I believe, $500. And so you have a chance of getting that. So it's going to be worth, you're getting at least $30 of free stocks if you sign up at least. And you'll basically be helping me out as well. So if you guys want to do that, there'll be a link down below. But yeah, that has been it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.